soldier data sheets. So these are the bread and butter of this tracker. You can have as many as you want. I have 120 as the standard that comes with the download, but you can delete it. So if you are a squad leader and you only need 7 soldier sheets, that's fine. You can delete them. It shouldn't really harm any of the formulas whatsoever. When you get into the advanced formulas and other training, it will show you how to delete the soldiers out of the trackers as well. So this is a soldier data sheet. This is where you would put your information in for each soldier that you have. So you have name, full name, platoon, data rank, all of this stuff. Your spouse information, so you can populate a family, what is it, FRG. You can populate an FRG tracker specifically for people with spouses. Recall information, mandatory training, DTMS. You can put in their duty status. I think one of these, one of the requests I've received already is about putting in a calendar for where soldiers are every day, a T-to-T tracker, and that is something that I can definitely do in the future. And then MedPros, and I have a MedPros tracker. So these are just putting in the dates that it was last done, and the MedPros tracker will track a year out from that, and so you'll know when it's due again. MEB is just a yes or a no. If it is a yes, then I can track it under APFT as a non-active user, so they would be unassigned. Weapons, you have M16, M320. You can change these to whatever your company's weapons are. This is just happened to be what my friend's company's weapons were, so I added them down. But assigned, yes, no. This one's hard because people are assigned multiple weapons, multiple crew weapons, so that's why I haven't gotten to weapons tracker yet. I have to think about it a little bit, but I will have them out soon. Skill level, I could probably automate that based on each weapon's need for marksman, sharpshooter, expert. However, if you guys change the weapons here, then the number might actually change, so I'm hesitant to automate that. APFT, all of these are automatic. You have the top weight, and I will get into how this is calculated under the advanced formulas lesson, but basically what it does is it finds out whether they are a male or a female based on this, and what their height is, I believe. And that will tell you what their top weight is supposed to be. Weight pass is just if this is more than this, then they fail. If it's not, they pass, and then we don't have to add them to the body fat tracker. APFT is actually just if this is above 60, this is above 60, and this is above 60, they've passed. Record and diagnostic, self-explanatory. You put a record in there if it is a record, and a diagnostic if it's diagnostic, because if it is diagnostic, then you shouldn't be counting it towards your assigned APFT or your overall average. Age at test is calculated by their date of birth and the date that you put under APFT date, because they might get older, but their age at the test is going to stay. PU score, also advanced formula. This is going to grab their score, their gender, and their age at the time of the test and calculate what that score is. Same for these, and then it'll knock up the total. Age at weigh-in, same thing. It's pulling their date of birth and then the date that you weighed them in. Body fat max, I will show in advanced formulas, but basically it's grabbing the gender and the height or the age and whether they pass or fail. So what their body fat max is, so that would be their gender and height, and their body fat percentage total is a combination of all of these areas. So this is your circumference value. It's telling you if you're a male, you only have to do this, but if not, which there's two genders, male and female. So if you're a female, it's going to pull the formula for this, which I believe is adding I-29, I-30 together and then subtracting it from I-28. That gets you the circumference value, and then it will look up under the correct body fat male or body fat female and find out what their body fat percent total is, and then this will tell you if it's more than this, they fail. If it's less than this, they pass. Recovery end is a formula that I used for APFT profiles, because you have temporary profiles according to the regulation. You have to give them twice the amount of recovery time, not to exceed 90 days, which makes it a little complicated because if they have a 3-month profile, that recovery time will exceed 90 days. So what I've done is I've created a formula that says if the time between these two is 90 days or less, multiply the two together to get the recovery end date. And if it's more than 90 days, just put 90. You can also protect these sheets, just like I showed you in the last lesson. You can put a password in, you don't even have to put a password in. You can just protect it. And now, what should happen is you can enter data in certain areas and not others. There we go. So it's not going to let you edit any of the formulas, but you can edit the information that you need to input. So you can do that for each one. I think eventually I'm going to try and figure out how to protect all sheets at once, but right now currently Excel doesn't allow you to do that. You do have to protect them one at a time, and that can be time consuming if you have the 120 sheets. But it's also very helpful if you have another person inputting that data, say you have an orderly room person that you want to input the data, you can keep it protected by just protecting the sheet and not allowing them to accidentally put in information in formula values.